heard of the television show called Thomas and Friends? If you haven't, it is about a talking tank engine with a face named Thomas. He has been a television series since the 80s, but was based on a book series from the 40s. I used to watch this show sporadically when growing up, and I had all the merchandise. I had a bunch of wooden versions of some of the engines, tons of DVDs, and I even went out as Thomas for Halloween one year. Thomas isn't scary, my friends would say while walking to houses to get candy. But I didn't care. I wasn't trying to be scary like my friends. I was just being me. But I have a story that is scary. It all started on the day of my little cousin's birthday. I had forgotten to get him a present, and the party was starting in 30 minutes. I slapped myself hard in the face. I was such an idiot. Then, I had remembered something. Last year, I donated some of my old wooden trains to him as a gift, so maybe this year I'll give him my DVDs. I went into my garage to get them out of the attic. I searched around for a while, and I finally found a box of them. I looked inside all of them to make sure they were the right DVDs. They weren't. Of course, just my luck. I was running out of time. I could just go to the store to get one, but then I would be late. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw that my neighbor was having a yard sale. I'll check there, I thought, but I didn't have my hopes up. Usually when going to yard sales, it's just a bunch of junk that the owner doesn't want anymore. I went over, and I looked around. In the toys, in the books, and then finally, in the DVD section. I saw one Thomas DVD at the bottom pile in a stack of about 10 or 20 DVDs. I asked how much, and she said I can get it for $1. I bought it. I was happy with my decision to buy it. Now all I had to do was drive over to the party. While I was putting my seatbelt on, I took a better glance at the case. The title was Thomas and the Really Brave Engines. I took a look at the episodes on the back. There were 6. Thomas and the Search for Fergus, Bad Day at Castle Lock, Toby and the Windmill, The Runaway Elephant, James and the Queen of Sodor, and Thomas Visits the Scrapyard. I then decided to see the ratings of each episode on IMDb to see if they were good. The first 5 episodes on the disc were positive reviews, but the last one was not even on the website. I checked other rating websites, and they weren't listed on there either. I wanted to look more into it, but the party was starting soon, so I just concluded that it must be a typo. Soon, the party was almost over, which meant it was time to open presents. He opened my present first. He was so happy that when all the presents were opened, he decided to watch it. I helped him get it set up though. I opened the plastic casing and popped the disc into the DVD player. Once it was playing, I decided to watch it with him to kill some time. After all the trailers were done, it went to the main menu screen. I had seen this screen before, because I had a lot of Thomas DVDs as a kid, but something was off. Usually, Sir Topham Hatt, who was the fat controller of the railway, would say how to use the menu, and then music would play, but there wasn't music at all. It was just silent. It was sort of spooky, but it was probably not playing the audio because of the old age of the DVD. After all, it was from 2006. My cousin pressed play, and the DVD started. Everything was perfect for a bit. Finally, it came to the last episode on the DVD, Thomas and the Scrapyard. So it wasn't a typo, I thought to myself. Then my heartbeat went up fast. I had realized something. The Scrapyard is where things go to get scrapped. Could that mean? No, I reassured myself. This is a kid's show. Nothing like that would ever happen. Maybe Thomas goes to bring something to the scrapyard, but gets scared, then goes back and tells Sir Topham Hatt. But then Sir Topham Hatt would reassure him, like I did myself, that there's nothing wrong. But my first hypothesis was correct. The episode started with Thomas sleeping, but for at least a minute, he wouldn't wake up. My cousin started to yell at the screen, "Wake up, Thomas!" Finally, he woke up to a honk. It was Bertie. "Thomas," he said, "Sir Topham Hatt wants you. He's at Knapford Station." Thomas went to see Sir Topham. He was eating a box of donuts while talking to Thomas, so his voice was muffled and hard to understand. At this point, the quality started getting worse, and the video got darker. The camera then panned over to Thomas, but he had a sad face now. Or was it supposed to be a worried face? I couldn't tell. The episode then transitioned to the scrapyard. You couldn't see Thomas yet. Then, he puffed up. I was expecting him to have some trucks filled with metal, but he was just by himself. I was starting to get worried. Suddenly, a huge claw came down. There was one episode I had seen before where another engine almost got grabbed by this claw, but Sir Topham had stopped it. But this time, no one stopped it, and the claw grabbed Thomas by the cab. Thomas blew his whistle really loud. It was ear-piercing. At this point, my cousin had ran out of the room, but I kept watching. Soon, Thomas was on a platform, and he couldn't move. And suddenly, a knife flew towards Thomas and hit him directly in the eye, but no blood came out. I wanted to turn off the TV, but I couldn't get myself to do it. My eyes were glued to the TV. Then, another knife came and stabbed him in the other eye. Still, no blood. But then, his face slowly started to slide off. Behind his face was just black, just like a normal steam train. But if you were to look at a normal steam train, it wouldn't be scary. But this was. The camera started to zoom in towards Thomas's face. I didn't want to go any further, so I ejected the disc and chucked it out the window. I looked out to see if it broke or not, and it did, on someone's head. I'm now in court for my actions, and I don't think the jury believes me.